Great news! The season update for Season 2 1.24 is live, and with it comes the highly anticipated Ines Raya. Lucky for you, I have her guide ready. We're going to cover how to unlock her quickly and how to get everything you need for her kit. Let's do this.
Wait, did we just become best friends? So nice to meet you. I think you're cool.
As usual, there will be a link to download this guide in the comment section below. So Ines Raya is on the roster, and if you need to purchase a slot, don't forget to do that. All right, so here's the guide I have made just for you. You're gonna need 9 to 12 catalysts depending on your build, 1 energy activator, and it's gonna take you about 3 to 4 hours estimated time to farm her depending on how RNG pays out for you. She's got a typical setup as you would expect. She's gonna require an enhanced cell blueprint, a stabilizer blueprint, a spiral catalyst, and then finally her code. All of her parts, every single thing can be farmed from the void vessel. However, some of these things can also be farmed more directly from resource and munition boxes outside in the world if you don't have a good supply of them already. For example, if you're new. But if you've been playing for a while like myself, then you're gonna have quite a stockpile of all of these things, so I didn't have to farm anything. But they seem to always introduce 1 new item per descendant to ensure there is an actual farm related to the descendant. With Ines, it's going to be the neuromorphic chip. You're gonna need 20 of these per part. You're gonna need 60 of those in total, and then you're gonna need 519 metal accelerants, 303 helion, 239 compound coating materials, 408 ceramic composites, 422 repton, and 462 shape memory alloys. None of these are rare materials. The neuromorphic is exclusive to the void vessel, so you can't get this anywhere else, but the shape memory alloys and stuff like that you can get in particular zones if you need to farm these more in bulk, so keep that in mind. But as far as these neuromorphics go, you're going to need to be farming these using the broken materials storage box. These are those crates that are scattered around the void vessel and those loot caves. Now the good news for you is that you're not going to need any decryption keys at all for these. If you're new to the game, this is where the void vessel console is, right near the entrance, and you can only acquire Ines on the hard difficulty mode. And all of her data vaults are added here to the reward system. They're replacing what used to be Keelan's. So Keelan is now only accessible on normal mode. So quick rundown on the void vessel. I'm not gonna spend a lot of time on this because I do have a guide on that, so please check that out if you need to understand this dungeon in more depth. But the idea is throughout the mission, interact with all of these objects to buy time, and you're buying that time for the boss fight. So the more time remaining on the clock when you defeat the boss, then the more rewards you'll have access to. The goal is to have at least 2 minutes on the clock when you defeat the boss. By doing that, you'll be able to pick which reward you want. Now, RNG is still going to play a role because what's also available here are the fellow data vaults. So you're going to get a mix of Ines data vaults and fellow data vaults, and your choices will be based on what you need and what is made available. Each one of these data vaults have a unique tuning to the acquisition chance of the part that you're looking for. For example, in the intact data vault, you can see that it hosts all of the parts you need for Ines, so you have a chance of getting any of the 4 parts you need, but the one with the greatest chance is going to be the Ines code. And then if you go down here to the imperfect data vault, the one with the greatest chance is going to be the spiral catalyst, but all 4 parts are available. And then sometimes you're going to get the resource box or the gold because they have high percentages. That's how that works. And what the guide does is points at the data vaults that have the highest percentages for the part. So if you're looking for the Ines code, you're going to want the intact data vault for the spiral catalyst, the imperfect data vault, the stabilizer, which is the restricted, and then finally the enhanced cell, which is the lost data vault. That will ensure you're always at the highest percentage possible, which is 15% of getting that part. Once you get the part and once you have all the materials so that you can craft it, then the research is going to take 8 hours per part. For the code, it's going to be 16 hours. So it is 2 stages of research, as all the descendants are. As you would expect, she is available in the store. You can purchase her straight out for 900 caliber. Her kit is electric based with a mix of singular and tech. I will do a separate build video on all of this, so I'm not gonna spend any extra time on the details here. I'm just gonna run through it as quickly as possible. So let's take a look at her passive first. It's called Plasma Oscillation. So skill critical hit rate increase as max MP increases. Skill critical hits against enemies with conductor have a chance to restore MP. Firearm or skill critical hits on an enemy with conductor have a chance to cause dark current. Killing enemies with conductor or the effect expiring still triggers dark current. Dark current deals a portion of its damage to nearby targets based on max MP and inflicts conductor on enemies hit. And it charges plasma whenever you inflict conductor on an enemy. Her first skill is Chain Lightning. It's electric and singular. Her second is called Lightning Conductor, and that's electric and tech. Her third is Discharge. It's electric and singular. And finally, her ultimate is called Snare Hunter. It's electric and tech. We're also going to be talking about her Transcendent mods as well as which external component sets you're going to need. Now, she's got 2 Transcendent mods currently. One's called Plasma Ball, the other is called Time of the Hunting Hounds. Okay, this is how I got mine. As you can see, I have 632 mods out of 632. So I have every mod. So I was able to get Inez's 2 Transcendent mods right away by planning in advance. You too might be able to do this right now if you have extra mods on hand that are able to be merged. And so what I did going into this particular patch was ensure that I didn't deconstruct or merge any of my Transcendent mods. I tend to save all of my Transcendent mods for patches because when you combine modules, RNG is going to deliver a random mod. So you can now auto select all and merge all in mass, saving you a ton of time. So I did this all in one swoop and I got the final 3 Transcendent mods that I needed, 2 which were for Ines and the final one for Enzo. So if you don't have a lot of Transcendent mods to be able to do this, you can also do this with Ultimate mods. It doesn't deliver as high of a chance of Transcendent mods, but it's still a chance. This is going to cost you gold to do, so keep that in mind. So if you have the resources, it's worth doing this before you go out and farm her Transcendent mods using the other ways. So for her Plasma Ball, you're going to be able to get it from the Slumber Valley Infiltration on hard, or you can fight the Obstructor on hard and group or solo. And then for Hunting Hounds, you can get that one from the Haven Infiltration or by fighting Frostwalker on hard. You can do that one in group and solo as well. For reactors, you can go electric tech and electric singular. The current speculation is that electric tech will likely be the way to go. The attributes you're looking for will be electric, tech, range, cooldown, and crits because she is a crit-based descendant. For external components, looking at skill damage, we're going to be looking at the 4-piece Slayer. Make sure you have your max HP, and she does scale depending on MP, so it's important that you have all of your MP modifiers on your external components. Very important. As far as weapon of choice goes, it looks like it's going to be the Secret Garden. Again, I know this is a popular gun for a lot of heavy skill descendants because of the tech thing. So using a tech skill grants 5% skill power, 16% per stack. The max stacks is 3. It's basically a stat stick. You don't even have to shoot it. However, she does benefit from crits from the weapon too, so it is worth cranking up the crits on the Secret Garden. And the good news about the Secret Garden is that it comes with a really high base crit rate. That's going to make that very easy. So they updated some things in the shop for Ines as well. So there is the Ines bundle for 1,540 if you unlock her. And then you can get the Ines Rayleigh MK26. Now here's what the bundle looks like. So I'll just quickly toggle through all the details. Pretty cool looking little bodysuit. And I actually like the back. The lightweight thrusters are pretty cool here, I gotta say. She's got a sassy emote, a head skin, and this does come with a makeup option. For $750, you can buy the body skin and head skin combo, which is actually pretty cool. I like that. So she's got her common skins here. They're only 125. So this one is the red snare, and then here is the thunderstorm. She's got some makeup options, which are all pretty cool. I think my favorite one is a piece of darkness. She kind of looks dead. And it doesn't look like they gave her a head skin. So it's makeup and body skins. And then the head skins you can only get from the premium package. So overall, I was pleased with the process. It was pretty darn easy, had zero frustrations. Again, I've been playing for a while, so it's going to be easier for me than for a new player because I have a lot of those minor crafting materials already stocked up. But if you don't, it won't be that big of a deal. Probably, I don't know, maybe an hour and a half tops to go around and collect those from the battlefields, which would be the most efficient way of doing it instead of doing it all through the void. And as long as you're using the pity system, you're not going to have any issues with the 4 parts you need to craft her. And then the neuromorphic chips look like they're going to be a pain in the butt because you need 60 of them. It's going to dish out like 1 or 2 at a time. And then those broken material storage boxes are RNG based, so they're also going to be dishing out some other random materials like Repton or Helion from time to time, but the odds of getting the neuromorphic chips are relatively high. I'm estimating maybe a 25 to 33% chance, somewhere around there. So it just turned out, and this was the same thing as Keelan and the fellow, is that by the time you get all 4 of the main components to craft or to research Ines, you're going to have all your neuromorphic chips, or close enough where you'll be able to wrap it up in a run or 2. Let me in the community know how long it takes you to get Ines. Did you fall into that 3 to 4 hour mark or anywhere near it? Or were you one of those very unlucky ones? Hopefully you didn't forget to use your pity system. All right, looking forward to breaking her out and put together a build for y'all. Catch you on the next one.
Thank you for hanging out with me. I'm Tuxedo Bandido, and if you found this video helpful, be sure to hit the like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications so you don't miss out on the good stuff I have coming for you. And if you like content like this, be sure to check out the video I have recommended for you right here. If you have anything you would like me to cover, be sure to let me know in the comments below. And thank you to all the channel members and donors who make things possible. Tux Nation wouldn't be the same without you.
When you buy or download anything for the First Descendant, be sure to use Tux's creator code to support the channel. Easy peasy.
Wait, did we just become best friends?